Hey guys, it's Pinkstar and welcome back to another video. Today I am going to be going through my top 10 most anticipated fantasy releases for 2022. This is just for the first half of the year because the second half of the year a lot of books haven't been announced yet, so I'm just going through the first half from January to June, and these are my top 10. I also have a couple of extra mentions at the end. These are ones that I already have as ARC copies ready to read, and a couple that I have already read that I would recommend picking up. So yeah, here we go, let's get on with the video. Alright, so first up on this list we have the only one in January, because it is nearly the end of January, and I think by the time this video goes up this book will probably already be released. It's also probably the only one in January that I'm really looking forward to, and that is Daughter of the Moon Goddess by Su Lin Tan. This one is so beautiful, just look at the cover, stunning. Even I can't remember if this is the US or the UK version, but they're both stunning, they're both absolutely beautiful. Alright, so this is the first in a romantic fantasy duology, and it's inspired by the legend of the Chinese moon goddess, which just sounds stunning. I'm so excited to read this one. It is about Jin Yin, a girl who grows up on the moon and is accustomed to solitude, unaware that she has been from a powerful celestial emperor who exiled her mother for stealing his elixir of immortality. When Jinyin's magic flares and her existence is discovered, she is forced to flee her home, leaving her mother behind. Her quest to free her mother pits her against the most powerful immortal in the realm and sets her on a dangerous path where choices come with deadly consequences and she risks losing more than her heart. If you see me looking down, by the way, I'm reading notes because there's too much to remember. But yeah, I'm so excited for this book. It just seems so pretty. Yeah, I can't wait. Hopefully it is as good as it sounds. Alright, so second on my list is the only one that is a sequel to a book that I've previously read. And this comes out in February. It is The House of Sky and Breath by Sarah J. Maas. So this is the second book to the Crescent City series. The first book was House of Earth and Blood, which is one of my favourite books, so I'm so excited for this. I already have it on pre-order, so yeah, can't wait to get this. And it is about Bryce Quinlane and Hunt Alathar, and they're just trying to get their lives back to normal after saving Crescent City in the last book. But with so much upheaval in their lives, they mostly just want a chance to relax, slow down and figure out what the future holds for them both. But with the rebels chipping away at the Starry's power, the threat the rulers pose is growing. As Bryce and Hunt and their friends get pulled into the rebels' plans, the choice becomes clear. Either they stay silent while others are opposed, or they fight for what's right. And they've never been good at staying silent, so yeah, super excited for this. I just really hope Sarah J. Maas doesn't do us dirty, and you know, I want Hunt and Bryce to be endgame, and none of this business where she changed the love interest in the middle of this book series, because you know, I won't be happy. Alright, third on my list is another February book, and this is This Woven Kingdom by Tahira Mafi. This is the first book in a romantic trilogy, and it's inspired by Persian mythology, which sounds really interesting. I don't know anything about Persian mythology, but you know, I would love to learn some more about it. Alright, so the blurb for this book is that to all worlds, Eliza is a disposable servant, not the long-lost heir to an ancient Jinn kingdom forced to hide in plain sight. But the crown prince, Cameron, has heard the prophecies foretelling the death of his king. but he could never have imagined that the servant girl with the strange eyes, the girl he can't put out of his mind, would one day soon uproot his kingdom and the world. Just sounds really amazing. I mean, I love a good love story for a start, so these romantic fantasy novels are right up my alley. I don't know, it sounds really good. So we shall see. Also, the cover is stunning. What is with all these beautiful books lately? Like, I just want to own them in real life. Like, I want the physical copies rather than reading them on my Kindle because they're all just so pretty. The struggle, because Kindle is so much cheaper and it's easier to use. I know, come at me all you book people who hate Kindle, but I love my Kindle. It's great. It's so convenient, but I guess you can't really beat a physical book, especially when they're this stunning. Alright, fourth on my list is another February book. February is going to be a big month, so yeah, bring on Feb, which is not far away. And that is Only a Monster by Vanessa Len, and this just looks like a fun time. Like, the premise of this book just makes it sound so exciting. So, this is it. Only a monster can kill a hero, right? Every family has its secrets, but the summer Jo Chang Hunt goes to stay with her gran in London, she learns hers is bigger than most. The Hunts are one of 12 families in London with terrifying hidden powers. Joan is half monster. And what's more, her summer crush Nick isn't just a cute boy. He's hiding a secret as well. His secret places Joan in terrible danger, and she'll have to embrace her monstrous side if she wants to save herself and her family, because in this story, she isn't the hero. And that's just cool. Like, I love the fact that we're reading about a character that's like a monster and not a hero. That's really cool. Yeah, I don't know. Super excited for this one. And yeah, comes out in Feb. Now, speaking of monsters, I need a monster because I'm thirsty. All this talking has got me super thirsty. Alright, number 5 is the last one for February, and this one is A River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross, and once again, beautiful cover. Alright, so this is an adult fantasy book which is set on a magical isle of Cadence, where gossip is carried on the wind, plaid shawls can be as strong as armour, and the smallest cut of a knife can instill fathomless fear. There are spirits that live on the island, and their mischief soon turns into malevolence as girls start going missing. Dara, heiress to the east, knows the spirits' only answer to the bard's magic, enticing them to return the missing girls. But there's only one bard capable of drawing the spirits forth by song, and that is her childhood enemy, Jack Tambling. So this sounds really interesting, like quite like mythological, sort of like mystical. I don't know, it just seems really pretty. Just the idea of like this bard having to use his song to save these girls. I don't know, it just, yeah, sounds really good. So I'm looking forward to that. Moving on to the first books of March, we have Gallant by V.E. Schwab. This one is a dark original tale about the place where the world meets its shadow, and a young girl is beckoned by both sides. This honestly sounds so cool. Just the idea of like two different like a shadow realm sort of thing, like two different worlds. So it's about this girl Olivia Pryor, who has grown up in Maryland's school for girls, and all she has of her past is her mother's journal, which seems to unravel into madness. Then a letter invites Olivia to come home to Gallant, yet when she arrives no one is expecting her. But Olivia is not about to leave the first place that feels like home. It doesn't matter if her cousin Matthew is hostile or if she sees half-formed ghouls hunting the hallways. Olivia knows Gallant is holding secrets, and she is determined to uncover them. When she crosses a ruined wall at just the right moment, Olivia finds herself in a place that is Gallant but isn't. The manor is now crumbling, the ghouls are solid, and a mysterious figure rules over all. Now Olivia sees what has unravelled generations of her family and where her father may have come from. Olivia has always wanted to belong somewhere, but will she protect the world against the master of the house, or will she take her place beside him? I don't know, this one just seems like some topsy-turvy, really cool, interesting, twisty. I'm looking forward to it. I think most people are looking forward to this one. It's definitely one that has been hyped up quite a bit, which I think a lot of the Schwab's books are. Yeah, looking forward to this one. Alright, my next book that's coming out in March was actually already been released by the author. It's a self-published novel, but it's finally been picked up and it's actually being properly released in March, and that is The Atlas Six by Olivia Blake. This is the first book in a dark academic fantasy trilogy. I think the second book comes out later this year as well, which is super awesome. It's about this Alexandrian secret society who are like the caretakers of lost knowledge and of magical academia in the world. Those who learn their place among the Alexandrians will secure a life of wealth, power, and prestige above all their wildest dreams. In each decade, only 6 of the most uniquely talented magicians are selected to be considered for the initiation. When the candidates are recruited by the mysterious Atlas Blakely, they are told they will have 1 year to qualify for the initiation, during which time they will be permitted preliminary access to the Society's archives and judged based on their contributions to various subjects: time and space, luck and thought, life and death. 5 are told they will be initiated and 1 will be eliminated. The 6 potential initiates will fight to survive the next year of their lives, and if they can prove themselves to be among the best of their rivals, most of them will. So yeah, I have a feeling that we are going to get to like all of these characters, these 6 characters, and then one of them's going to die, which is going to be heartbreaking. I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to handle that, but this sounds so cool. It's obviously one that's been hyped up a lot when it was originally released. So yeah, if you haven't already read it from the self-released publication, I would definitely pick this one up. I have this on pre-order. I actually ordered the Waterstones limited edition because it's just beautiful. It has sprayed edges and it's signed. So yes, I'm super excited for this one. So next book is one coming out in May, and this is Book of Night by Holly Black. So this is an adult dark fantasy novel. It's about Charlie Hall, who has never found a lock she couldn't pick, a book she couldn't steal, or a bad decision she wouldn't make. When a terrible figure from her past returns, Charlie descends back into a maelstrom of murder and lies. Determined to survive, she's up against a cast of doppelgangers, billionaires, glommas, and people she loves best in the world, all trying to steal a secret that will allow them to control the shadow world and more. I don't know what I can say about this. It just sounds really cool. I'm really into, like, I don't know why. I think this year's like really big on like dark fantasy and like shadow realms and things like that. The whole like shadow magic and things really intrigues me. I quite like that. So yeah, I think it's quite a big thing in the fantasy genre at the moment. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. It sounds really cool. Also, it's by Holly Black, who is a very well-known author. She obviously wrote The Cruel Prince. So yeah, looking forward to this one. Right, second to last is another one coming out in May, and this one is Forging Silver into Stars by Bridget Kimura. I'm not sure if I said her last name right. Everyone says it differently. Chimera. I'm pretty sure that's correct, but sorry if I got it wrong. Please let me know. So this is a new series expanding on the Cursebreaker world, which is awesome. So magic has been banished in the land of Silk Shallow for as long as best friends Jax and Callan can remember. They once loved the stories of powerful mage smiths who could conjure magic and control ice, but now they've learnt that magic only leads to danger. Magic is what killed Callan's parents, leaving her alone to raise her younger sister. And magic never helped Jax, whose leg was crushed in an accident that his father has been punishing him for ever since. Magic won't save either of them when the tax collector comes calling, threatening to take their homes if they can't pay what they owe. Soon Jax and Callan find themselves embroiled in a world of shifting alliances, dangerous flirtations, and ancient magic where even deepest loyalties will be tested. So yes, really excited for this. Once again, look at that cover. What can I say? It's so pretty. Yeah, I haven't actually read any of the Cursebreaker series yet. I do own it. I need to get through and read it because, you know, if I'm going to read this one, I need to read those first, just so that I have an understanding of the world. But it is separate from the Cursebreaker series. It's just like expanding on the world that is the Cursebreaker series. So, yeah. All this talking just makes me super thirsty. Alright, moving on to the last book that I have here for my top 10, and that is Our Crooked Hearts by Melissa Albert. This comes out in June, and this is a dark contemporary fantasy which is full of lies, secrets, and super bad choices and witchcraft, which is cool. I think this is probably one of the only ones that has like witchcrafty stuff in it, which I haven't read a lot of witchcraft books, so this could be quite cool. But once again, it's a dark fantasy. Dark fantasy seems to be a theme. Also, I love things that are like lies, betrayals, secrets. Like these Hollow Vows that I read beginning of this year was so good because of the whole like betrayals and secrets and lies and things. So cool. So hopefully it's kind of like that sort of thing. But it is about a 17-year-old girl called Ivy whose summer break kicks off with an accident, a punishment, and a mystery. So a stranger whose appearance in the middle of a road in the middle of the night heralds a string of increasingly unsettling events. As the days pass, Ivy grapples with eerie offerings, corroded memories, and a secret she's always known, that there's more to her mother than meets the eye. Her mother, Dana, has always been perceptive. The summer she turned 16, with the help of her best friend and an ambitious older girl, her gifts bloom into a heady fling with the supernatural. As the trio's aspirations darken, they find themselves speeding towards a violent breaking point. So years after it began, Ivy and Dana's shared story will come down to a reckoning among mother and daughter, and a dark force they should never have messed with. Yeah, sounds super creepy, super cool, super like mysterious. Looking forward to it. Alright, so that is it for my top 10 most anticipated fantasy releases for the first half of 2022. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any of the same like anticipated releases, or if there's anything that I haven't mentioned which you think should be on this list. Put it down below because I would love to check those out throughout the year. But I'm also going to mention some other books that I am looking forward to that I currently actually have as an ARC copy on my Kindle. So there's 3 books that I currently have that I'm looking forward to reading before they come out. And I'll be posting my reviews on my Bookstagram and Goodreads, so make sure you're following me there. I'll put the links down below. First one is Circus Infinite by Kang Wong. I will be reading this in February. It is on my February TBR. The premise is a circus takes down a crime boss on a galaxy's infamous pleasure moon. Okay, sounds cool. So it's about this guy, Jess, who is being hunted for his gravity powers, which sounds awesome. I haven't really read much about people with gravity powers before. It's not really a magic ability that a lot of books portray at all, so I'm looking forward to that. And so he has to join the circus to try and blend in, since he's a fugitive, but then the crime boss on the Pleasure Moon learns of the bounty on his head and will do anything to cash in that bounty. Yeah, just seems really interesting. If you don't know, I actually went to circus school for a year, so yeah, the whole circus thing is quite interesting to me, so I'm looking forward to this immensely. So I will definitely post my review once I have finished reading it. So the second arc that I have is Wild and Wicked Things by Francesca May, which also comes out in March. This is the second one that I will be reading. So this is in the aftermath of the First World War, and a young woman is swept into a glittering world full of illicit magic, romance, blood debts, and murder in a lush, decadent debut novel. I'm super excited to read this. This is another like kind of witchy novel, and as I said, I haven't read a lot of witchy novels lately, so I'm looking forward to this one. It's set in this place called Crow Island, where real magic is lurking just below the surface, and the main character, Annie Mason, never expected her new neighbour to be a witch. Lastly, we have Hotel Magnafique by Emily J. Taylor. This comes out in April, and I'm so excited to read this. I was like shocked when I managed to get an ARC copy of this, because I did not think I would. With this being such a highly anticipated book for 2022, I mean, the cover once again is stunning, like so beautiful, and this is like very whimsical. It's supposed to be for fans of Caraval and the Night Circus, and it's a darkly enchanting YA fantasy, and it's set in this like hotel where the 17-year-old Jani discovers all these secrets of this legendary hotel, which like moves around different like times, universes, places, etc. Every day it's somewhere new, so it's kind of like has the Night Circus feel about it, where it keeps moving, you never know where it's going to be. So yeah, these two sisters end up going to the hotel, and they can't afford to actually stay as guests, so they end up working there, but they soon learn that their contracts are actually unbreakable, and that beneath the marvellous glamour of this hotel, it is hiding some dangerous secrets. So yeah, it's a lot of mystery and magic, whimsy. Really looking forward to reading this. Yeah, I've been holding off, but I really want to read it really bad. Right, lastly, I have two books that I have already read art copies for and would highly recommend you go out and read. The first one is Where the Shadows Beckon by Gillian Grant. This one has like action pretty much off the bat. I love all the characters. There's a whole heap of them. It's very like Fellowship of the Ringy feeling, with all the different characters, like different races and things that get together to go on this quest. And there's like a lot of like political intrigue and magic and life and death, and yeah, it's just really good, and I would highly recommend reading this book. And the last one is Miracles of the Void, which is by Wes Dyson, comes out in April, and this is about a brother and sister who have grown up on this place called Hop, where no one leaves, and if you leave you don't come back. So their father has left and he's never come back, and they're just trying to live their lives on this kind of rundown floating barge, pretty much is how I would describe Hop. It's very interesting. They have like this weird way of talking, but what happens is that one day the sister also disappears, and so the brother has to go off on this adventure to try and get his sister back. The brother and sister both have different types of magic. One has this creative fixing magic called Elix, and the other one has this destructive magic called Ruin, and yeah, it's just really interesting the different types of magic and how they're done. I've never seen magic done like this before, and the twist in this I never saw coming, and I don't know how I missed it, but I didn't see it at all, so it was quite surprising, and yeah, it was definitely a satisfying read. It is more of a middle grade young adult, but it is a really good read and I'd highly recommend it. Alright, so that is it completely for my list today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. As I said, make sure to put a comment down below if there are any other recommendations you would suggest for me to read, and if there's anything on this list that you also are excited about. And as always, make sure to hit that thumbs up button if you liked this video, and hit the subscribe button if you want to see more from me in the future. But thanks again guys for watching, and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye!